Twisters is directed by Lee Isaac Chung, and it stars Daisy Edgar-Jones, Glen Powell, and Anthony Ramos. And in this sequel slash reboot slash requel to the original Twister, former Storm Chaser Kate Carter collides with current Storm Chaser Tyler Owens as soon as devastating phenomenons occur. Now, I actually watched the original Twister for the first time last night when I'm recording this, and it's fine. And I don't think it was anything great. Very corny, very 90s, some really bad moments. It was pure cheesiness and very dumb. So it was fair to say that my excitement levels for Twisters was not at an all-time high, really. But I saw the trailers many times and it looked fun, so I thought, it might be good. And I've not long just come back from seeing it. And I'm happy to say that I actually had a good time with Twisters. This is a very fun movie. Now, this isn't going to be mind-blowing or game-changing for movies at all. It knows what it is. It's dumb fun with tornado wranglers, as they call them, going near tornadoes, and they cause loads of destruction and death. You get what you want. It's in there. Well, what more do you want from a film called Twisters? It basically has the same story as the original. But one thing I will say it does better is that I think it's better written. This is a nicely tight story. Very simple, of course. As I said, very reminiscent to the original. But I think the characters were a lot more interesting and compelling. Kate is our main character, and she is a former storm chaser in this movie. The reason she stopped is because of a tragedy that happened when she was chasing one. Quite similar to one of our characters in the original, where her father dies because of a tornado. So that drives her to try and stop them and why they happen. But with this one, they take a different approach. She has PTSD with it, which is an element which I really liked. I thought that was a really good way to go about her character. And I like the dynamic between her and Tyler Owens. They have this, again, relationship where they don't really like each other at first. They grow to appreciate it, but they're just there for each other. They say, well, yeah, we're kind of enemies, but we might as well just get along. We also have Anthony Ramos' character, Javi, or Yavi. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But he has the arc of leaving this one organisation that wants to look at Twisters and weather phenomenons for not a good use. So I'm not going to spoil it. I will say that was probably the worst character writing of the main three, really. It was satisfying by the end. But I don't know, it just wasn't given enough attention. But as I said, the character and story writing here is nothing out of this world or anything. It's simple, you like the characters, that's enough to make you care about them and really feel tension in these really dangerous situations. And speaking of these situations, the way this movie was shot, edited, directed, sound design, absolutely brilliant. This is a movie meant to be seen in a cinema. My whole screen was rumbling. Literally, every time a tornado appears on screen, just the rumbles everywhere. It feels like you're really in that area where it's hitting. And the sound design is where it is as well. Very, very loud movie. I wear earplugs in cinema because I have pretty sensitive ears. And wow, it was still very loud. But, you know, that's what tornadoes are. They're very loud and dangerous. And I like that they got very creative with the tornadoes. In the original, it was just tornadoes. They happen. There's one bit where there's mini twins, but that's it. Well, this one, though, you get twins, fire tornadoes. There's a bunch of variations of tornadoes here. It's bigger in scale, and I think that really worked to the film's advantage. But as I mentioned just earlier, the tornadoes are presented so well, and that's thanks to the direction and cinematography of this. A brilliantly shot movie. I like the use of very long takes at times. There's this one scene where they're trying to evade a giant tornado, all in one shot. People are flying everywhere, there's debris everywhere, characters are trying to hold on for dear life. Such a well shot scene. And some of the cinematography was really good. And the CGI, flawless. I didn't notice any bad CGI at all. Everything looked clean, real. You could tell it's all CGI, of course, but, you know, it never took me out of it. You know, it looked very realistic. And as I said, the way this movie was just done just made you feel for the characters as if they were in this really dangerous situation. And finally, the performances are all really strong. Daisy Edgar-Jones, I've been such a huge fan of her ever since I saw the film Fresh with Sebastian Stan. Absolutely brilliant in this film as the main character, Kate. Please give her more starring role. She's a brilliant actor. Anthony Ramos, great performance here. I'm interested to see what he does next. Glen Powell, though, was the standout here. I like his steady growth as an actor. You know, we see him in past films and we're like, oh, that's Glen Powell. Of course, nobody really knew who he was, but now we're like, oh, he's there. It's quite shocking how in how many big movies he's in, but you didn't notice that was him at the time. I just think that's quite cool. But he just brings so much energy to this film. He's so likeable. He's narcissistic a little bit in a way, but it's funny. You know, you can kind of tell why he's got a bit of an ego. So yeah, a really great character and a really likeable performance from Glen Powell. So overall, Twisters is nothing special. You get what you get. If you like the original film, I can't see you hating this one. I personally think this was better than the original. It's such a good time. Likeable characters, brilliant performances, excellent CGI cinematography, direction, sound design. It makes you feel like you're in this environment with loads of tornadoes around you. Really well done film. I was very happy with this one. Nothing special, but I had a great time with this one. I'm going to give Twisters an 8 out of 10. And people, that is the end of this review. If you have seen Twisters, let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you think it held up to the original? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. And see you later.